Hey, it is Friday, which means we are going to keep things short and simple, and we're going to do some trivia at the end, all right? So, boys and girls, welcome to school. I am Mr. Rittenauer, and you can make this video bigger by clicking the YouTube button below. All right, let's do it. So, I'm all out of videos, sadly. I need you to send me some more. So, we're just going to jump right into our common sense today. Today's common sense lesson, really important, especially since next Sunday is Mother's Day, all right? Not this weekend, but next weekend. So make sure you're on it. Today's common sense lesson, words of wisdom for the rest of your life. You ready? Surprise your mom with chocolate flowers or a card when you can. She brought you into this world and deserves to be thought of. And that is very true, boys and girls. You do not realize how much work your parents do for you, especially your moms. And if you don't have a mom, maybe it's your grandma, all right, or someone in your life, a woman that is special in your life, okay? Maybe it's your aunt. It is not a once a year holiday that you're doing nice things for your mom, okay? Don't be that kid that only does something nice for their mom on Mother's Day. All right? I hope that you do something extra nice on Mother's Day. But the rest of the year, I want you every once in a while, all right? Maybe once a week, whatever. I want you to do something nice for your mom. It doesn't have to be huge. Little things can go a long way, like a little homemade card. Like, I love you, Mom. Or say, hey, Mom, you look really pretty today. Or, Mom, I'm going to go clean my room without you asking because I know that that'll make you happy. All right? Your mom deserves the best from you. Okay? And always remember that. Some of you girls might one day be moms and think about how you would want your kids to treat you. All right? So, if you want, you can use this awesome card up here in the top and write your mom a card today. Get it? It says, I love you, Mom, but say it in your British accent. I love you, Mom. Anyway, I thought that was a fun pun. Don't forget, next week, Mother's Day. Get on it. All right, so I told you today is going to be short. We are literally going to do one thing, and that is practice our multiplication. It is the last day of two-digit by two-digit multiplication, and then you're going to have to wait until fourth grade to do more. We're going to practice, 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 and then we're going to end with some trivia, all right? So get your pieces of paper out now. Pause it, whatever you need to do. Get your whiteboard. Okay, so multiplication review. We started with problems like 2 times 8. That's how we started multiplication this year. What is 2 times 8? You don't have to write this one down, by the way. 16, right? Simple. We had one digit, and we multiplied it by another digit. That's like saying you've got two groups of 8. So let's just draw that. We've got 1, 2. Each one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. All right, clear everything. Then we stepped it up. We stepped it up to problems like 14 times 3. This is not a fact that we memorized. Right? This is not a number fact that we should have memorized. This is a problem that we can solve, though, by breaking it into basic number facts. So in this problem, you've got a 1 that's representative of a 10. You've got a 4 that's representative of 4. Do you see that? 14 is really like 10 plus 4, correct? Uh-huh. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 4 and we're going to multiply it by the 3 first. So what is 4 times 3? It's 12. Now remember, you can't put 12 down here because that's two place values, a 1 in the tens and a 2 in the ones. So you have to carry what you have in the tens. So I'm going to carry my 1 over to my tens. That's what I'm going to add to my next problem, which is 1 times 3. So what is 1 times 3? Good, 3 plus the 1 up top makes 4. All right, so that's the theory. 14 times 3 is 4 times 3, and then 1, which is really a 10 times 3. Okay, now I want you to write a problem down, because this is where we started at the beginning of the week. I want you to write 21 times, we'll keep it simple, 13. Go ahead and write this one down. All right, so nothing has changed about the theory. We are multiplying each place value. So 1 times 3 is 3. Go ahead and write that down below, 1 times 3. Now you have to multiply 2 times 3 in the tens. So what is 2 times 3? 6, right? So in our tens, we put a 6. So for all purpose sake, for everyone's sake, if I just get rid of that number, what we did was a basic 21 times 3. Okay? That's what we did. We did 21 times 3. See my screen? 21 times 3. Merry Christmas. 63. Now, I'm going to look completely away. I'm done with my ones. So now I'm looking at my tens. So remember, I'm starting with a 10 rather than a 1. So down here where I'm going to write my answer, here's where my answer is going to go, in this box. I have to put a 0 in the 1. So I have to put a 0 right here. Because this is really 10. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it other than you're multiplying not by a 1, but actually it's secretly a 10 because it's in the tens place. Okay, so now you're going to start at the right. You're going to start by multiplying the 1 up top in the ones place, see that? By your 10. So 1 times 1 in the tens is 1. So that's what goes down here in the tens, a 1. Last step. You're going to multiply the 2 in the tens by the 1 in the tens. So 2 times 1 is 2. Now remember, that's a 2 in the tens and a 1 in the tens. So really, that's like 20 and 10. So if you multiply 20 times 10, you got 1, 2 zeros. 2 times 1 is 2. And look, 200 is right there. That's 2 in the 100, so that's 200. Okay, undo. All right. So on your paper, you should have 63 and 210. Let me get a different color. Let me do, how about I do this blue color right here. So you solved your ones, you solved your tens, now you have to combine them. So add those up. Go ahead and do that on your own. Do that on your paper. Did you get 273? Well done. That's what we've been doing all week. Okay, but I really feel like I need to slow things down. I'm not being a good teacher if I'm rushing through and you're having a hard time, okay? So if you could reach through the screen and slap me and tell me to slow down, that would really help. So I'm going to try to do that myself today. I'm going to try to slow down, go through step by step, nice and slow, and then I want to give you time to do it on your own. All right, let's do another 30. Go ahead, write this down. Let's do 37 times 52. Everyone write that down. 37 times 52. And make sure you're neat. You want to make sure that you're always having columns for place value. All right. Theory behind this problem. I'm going to take 7 times 2 and 3 times 2 first. I'm not even going to worry about my 5. Pretend that it's not there yet. So just like any other problem that we've done, we're going to simplify it into basic facts. What is 7 times 2? Good, it's 14. I wish I could write 14, but I can't. I have to stick to my rules of place value. I can put a 4 down here, but I have to carry my 1 into the tens. Now, it's the same thing. It's simple little multiplication problems the whole time. What is 3 times 2? Good, it's 6. Don't forget you have to add the 1, though, from the previous problem. So what is 6 plus 1? It is 7. Okay, so stop right there. You have completed the first half of the problem. 37 times 2, remember you're ignoring this number, does equal 74. Now it's time for you to ignore this number. Now it's time for you to multiply 37 times 50. Now, we've already used this space right below the line for our ones. So now we're going to use this space below the ones for our tens. Okay? So the first thing that you do, if you're multiplying it by 50, just like our zero trick that we've talked about before, if you have a 0 in the factor, you've got to put a 0 down here in the ones. Okay. Basic facts. Always start with the ones. What is 7 times 5? Good, it's 35. So I'm going to put my 5 down here. And where do I carry my 3? Very good. I cross off this 1. It's old and it's already been used. It's done. And I put my 3 up top. Next step, what do? Good, I multiply this 3 times this 5. Let's do it. What's 3 times 5? 15. Add your 3. 16, 17, 18. So I'm all out of room, so I can just put both the 8 and the 1 down here because I'm all done. Okay. Last step's the easy step. It goes all the way back to second grade, maybe even first grade, adding numbers. Just follow your place values. 4 plus 0 is 4. 7 plus 5 is 12. So put your 2 down below and carry your 1. 1 plus 8. And now you have nothing up here plus 1. So 1924, which is really 1,924. Notice right here. Look right there. Do you see any commas? No, you don't. Do you remember why? Commas make things messy. Don't put commas until the very end. Okay. Great job, boys and girls. Let's do another problem, okay? Like I said, today's lesson is super short. Just give me your best effort for multiplication, please, and then you're done for Friday. All right? I don't know if the other teachers do something a little bit easier on Friday, but I promise you, I will always reward hard work. And you work hard for me, you're going to get a chance to play hard later, okay? So, let's practice. 49 Now, as a teacher, I'm thinking, what can I do to make this a little bit harder? Well, I'm going to use this number right here, a 9. Some of you are not very good with your 9s. Some of you really, 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 really need to practice your number facts at home with flashcards or going on to mrrittenhour.com. You can find tons of basic number facts. The reason why I do this every day in school, all the way up till it's shut down, is because I think it's so important. It's the foundation for everything, guys. If you can't do your basic facts, you're not going to be able to do double-digit multiplication. In fact, you're not going to be able to multiply fractions. You're not going to be able to do anything because it all comes down to having those facts memorized. Now, what if you're thinking, Mr. R, I do think I have them memorized. I just wasn't very fast. Well, here's what I have to say. God bless you, all right? If you have them down, even if you're not very fast, at least you know them, and that's what's most important. However, if you're going to want to be an advanced mathematician, if you want to take advanced classes, you need to make sure that you're not just content or happy with having them, with knowing them, but not knowing them quick. You need to challenge yourself to know them and be quick because they are so important. They're the foundation for everything, right? It's just like when your first grade teacher said you need to know your addition facts. If it takes you 5 minutes to do 7 plus 6, then you're going to fall way behind. You're not going to be able to do all kinds of other things whenever you get older because you have to know those facts. Okay, I can't stress it enough. Get those facts memorized and know them quickly. Okay, 49 times, let's write 78. This is a little more challenging. So 49 times 78, boys and girls. What's my first step? What do? Good, I do 9 times 8. Remember, I'm doing my ones first. My big focus is on this guy down here. I'm not even worried about the 7. I'm doing 49 times 8. So 9 times 8 is 72. We got to know that quickly. 72. Now that we've done our 9 times our 8, that's what we just did, we can do our 4 times our 8. So what is 4 times 8? 32 plus the 7 up top. We need to be able to add that in our head. What's 32 plus 7? 39, right? So I was just talking about how important it is to have those multiplication facts memorized, but it's just as important to be able to add quickly as well. Okay, now that we're done with our 49 times our 8, let's take our 49 and multiply it by 70, right? Remember, this is a 70. If you want, you can put a 0 over top of that 8 if that helps. So because it's a 70, we have to remember there's going to be a 0 in our ones place, always. Now it's simple 9 times 7, which is 63. Oops, let me write the 3 down there. And you can cross off that 7, it's old, and put a 6 above it for the 60 in the 3. Now you're multiplying 4 times 7. What is 4 times 7? Be quick. 28. Plus your 6 up top. 34. 34. Okay. Now it's time to add our columns so we can get our final answer. 2 plus 0 is? Good. What's 9 plus 3? 12, right? So put your 2 down here, carry your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then you've got nothing plus 3 makes an easy 3. Comma goes every 3 place values, 1, 2, 3. So my comma goes right here. My answer, go ahead and read it out loud. Yep, 3,822. Last problem. Let's finish on a high note, okay? Last problem. I'm gonna give you a minute on your own, and then I'm gonna go over it, okay? So I want you to do this on your own. It's gonna be 65 times 94. Okay, 65 times 94. I'm gonna give you about a minute, okay? Go ahead. Okay, pause it if you need a little bit more time. If not, let's go over this together. All right, this is my way of checking to see how well you understand. Hopefully you got it. Let's find out. First step, 5 times 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. I put my 0 down here, and then I carry my 2 up top. Second step, 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, and then I add my 2 up top, so I get 24 plus 2, 26. All right, next step. I'm done with my 1s, so now I'm moving on to my 10s. That is a 90. So I have to put a 0 in the 1s. Now let's do 5 times 9. What is 5 times 9? 45. I put my 5 down here, and I cross off my 2, it's old, and I add my 4 to my next problem. Now, I'm on to my last step. I got a simple number fact. 6 times 9 is 54. 54 plus that 4 up top makes 58. All right, last step, add them up. 0, 11, carry my 1. Another 11, carry my 1. Did you get 6,110? Woohoo! Hopefully you did. If you did, yay. If not, it's okay. Not at the end of the world. This is all 4th grade stuff, and I'm just trying to prepare you for next year. If you're not there yet, it's okay. You'll have 4th grade to work on it more. That's all the time we have for multiplication. Next time I see you on Monday, we will be working on decimals, which sound a lot more scary than they actually are. I used to teach decimals before we got Go Math. I used to teach decimals before fractions, believe it or not, to all my third graders. So this is nothing that you can't handle. But for now, sit back, relax, see how many trivia questions you can get. Time to bust out the M&Ms, right, Bettina? All right, the pretzels, the goldfish, reward yourself. Maybe your parents have some spare change lying around they could give you. If they do, each problem is worth a penny to start, okay? Anyway, how old, according to geologists, is the Earth? You might remember from our Earth Day lesson. We talked about that last week. Well, you might not know the exact number, but can you tell me, is it millions or billions or trillions? The answer is 4.5 billion years old. According to geologists, the Earth is 4.5 billion years old with a B. All right, question number 2. Harry Potter question. You ready? What professor does Voldemort take over in the Sorcerer's Stone? Professor Quirrell. Professor Quirrell, the stuttering Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Remember, Voldemort takes over. He's on the back of his head. That's why he wears that turban. All right, next question. Let's see how you're doing. What vegetable will make you cry when you cut it up? True story. Happened to me the other day. The answer is an onion. Ogres are like onions. They make you cry? They stink? Just kidding. That's my Shrek reference. All right, this goes to our geography from earlier this week. What continent is home to the largest river and the largest desert in the world? What continent has the largest river? I mean longest river, by the way. Largest desert, longest river. That's all right. I'm not going to fix it. The answer is Africa. The longest river is the Nile River. Give yourself a bonus goldfish if you got that. Bonus penny. The largest desert. Oh, I cannot talk this morning. I'm sorry. The largest desert is the Sahara Desert in northern Africa. Okay, name 3 countries in Europe. I'll give you a second to think. All right, possible answers, and these are worth a penny each, or a goldfish each. You could have said England or Britain, same thing, pretty much. You could have said Germany. You could have said France. Maybe Italy. I don't have enough room, so I'll just start naming them. Spain, Portugal, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Switzerland, Belgium, Croatia, Ukraine, Russia. Part of Russia is in Europe. You could have said Moldova. Let's see what else. So many other countries. Vatican City, which is the smallest country in the world. You could have said Greece. You could have said Ireland. All different countries in Europe. All right, so hopefully you got at least 3 of those. Who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? This was the same day we talked about Europe. We talked about the Sistine Chapel, which is where the Pope lives in the Vatican. The Renaissance painter, he's also a Ninja Turtle. Going once, going twice. Sold, it's Michelangelo. Michelangelo painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Pretty cool, it's beautiful. All right, grammar question. Words like to, for, between, above, below, with, those are all direction words. Sometimes we call them connection words. They're all examples of what part of speech? I'll give you multiple choice. Nouns, verbs, prepositions, or conjunctions. The answer is Conjunctions. Just kidding. Psych. It's prepositions. Those are all prepositions. Give yourself a nickel for that one. That was a tough question. Or if you're just playing for fun, that's okay. Give yourself a point. Whatever. Okay, this goes back to story time. What legendary giant had a pet blue ox named Babe? This giant was so big as a baby that his parents had to put him in a boat for a crib, and every time he would have a bad dream and rock about in the boat, ships would sink. The answer is Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan, the famous axeman. He's chopped down a lot of trees. Okay, according to the Panchatantra, remember the Hindu book of stories, what animal was eating the crow's babies? This animal is oftentimes the bad guy. In the story of Adam and Eve, this animal is also the evil villain. The answer is a serpent or a snake. Either one would be good for me, all right? Okay. In the prodigal son story from the Bible, remember earlier this week in story time, what does the younger brother do with his dad's inheritance money? He spends it all. He wastes all of it on partying. Remember? And he runs out of money and then he's forced to sleep with the pigs and eat pig slop till he finally comes home and apologizes to his dad. His dad forgives him, but his older brother has a hard time. Next question. What shark comes after Baby Shark in the Catchy Camp song? Don't make me sing it. The answer is Mama Shark do 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 do. Mama Shark do 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 do. Mama Shark do 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 do. Mama Shark. Just kidding. I don't want to get that song stuck in my head. Oh wait, it already is. Last question. U.S. history question from this week. Black Tuesday is the name given to the day the stock market crashed. I believe that's October 29th, 1929. That day marked the beginning of the it's a 10-year period where the economy was down in the dumps. People were really suffering, living on the streets. The answer is depression. The Great Depression was started on Black Tuesday, the day that the stock market crashed. All right, campers. You did it. You made it through Friday's lesson. I told you it'd be short. I'm looking at my time and it's only around 34 minutes. So enjoy your weekends. I miss you guys. Have some fun. Treat your moms nice. Get started on those Mother's Day presents for next weekend, okay? Other than that, I've got nothing. All right, go outside and play. Peace out.